And we're back with another episode of Moments in Time. I am your girl, Bianca Cele, Flatela, Hennessy. You already know you got to say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest. Of course, I'm joined with my co host, Mr. Munate, on my left.
Oh yes, kamba kanjani?
What you got to say today?
Ah no, I'm cool. Sibulisa abantu babukele namhlanje emakhaya. Igama lami ngoNomthembu, Mr. Munati at Man Umthembu. Namhlanje wow. Namhlanje show yethu.
Today, we
Aish.
have a whole lot of energy in the room because we have artists who create and culminate from a place of energy. We have Nico Phooko, we have MXO, you can call him Go, but hey, they're going to tell us
Yeah.
more about themselves. Sanbonani,
Good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
it's really good to have you guys here. I'm excited to just get this started, man.
Great to be here. I was telling Nico, I used to come to Margate a lot. We used to turn Margate to Las Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah.
it can be.
Yeah, you know, some of that retreat. There used to be advertising awards
Yeah.
Yeah.
called the Luris.
Lorries, yeah.
Yeah, so the town, it
We have a piece.
So that was around like
You guys just
2000.
schooled me. I didn't even
Yeah,
know
yeah, Oh, yeah,
something like that ever
2008,
existed.
2009, yeah.
Yeah,
I
2008,
remember.
2009. But Ngogobai, they've moved it to another place. So everyone is like, we want to go back to Margate. And I'm happy to be back
Margate's
here.
the place to be.
Yeah.
And I think Margate has a nice space for creation, any type of creation. The
Yes.
coastal setting in general has that.
Yeah, I'm already seeing like some apartments. I'm like, hey, why not?
Yeah, just move in.
Because you'll never find this kind of offer
Yeah, I know.
wherever we go, and especially, you know, with a sea view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm considering, you know, maybe.
Good.
Actually, with this whole initiative you guys are doing is really important, especially for Abantu Bafana Nam. You know, we always want to leave it, Josie. You know, it's a concrete jungle.
Yeah.
There's too much hustle and bustle in the mind.
Yeah.
So we want to come to places like this and just ease out. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with UMNGQUNGQUNGQO WABANTU,
Yes.
you know, so it's gonna give
Cut
people,
back to Putsia's episode.
Yeah, abantu abaninzi bazofuna ukuzapha and xa bezile abafuna uhamba.
It's true.
Economy
You
salana.
never want to leave lana. Yonke into lana,
Yeah.
it just allows. Iyavuma.
Yeah, it's-
And
it's the
you
energy,
two both have ukuvuma within your spirits. Bonanila.
Oh, yeah, you can feel it, right?
Yes. Iyavuma. One of you had me take out one of my bais because I was like, I can't sit in your space without bailam. I'm going to channel. And I'm not here to channel per se, but I need to keep it intact. But
Camako mntase.
Makosi.
Right.
Yeah.
Asiqale la. Ngiqale ngawe MXO. MXO usukaphi? Because siyakubona like siyakwazi ukuthi you big bro. Uhambile South Africa internationally but
yeah.
khona ingane ebukele njengamanje efuna ukuthi awunangu MXO usukaphi MXO yabo?
Oh yeah, So born and bred eGqeberha.
Gqeberha. Yebo. Yes.
Here we go.
PE abangazi.
Yeah, it used to be called Epai, a city of hope, city of angels. You know, where the coolest are born.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Epai, alambato lembato ngabalaziyo.
Hey.
Hey, hamba nalo.
Yeah, vele ajule into. Oh yes.
Someone
Let them know.
So yes, born and bred there, but you know, I had to follow my ambition. I went to Josie around 99.
Sure.
And that's when I started my career. My career of choice was music. I mean, you know, 96 after I finished my matriculated, I went to college, but I couldn't finish, and because the music bug bit me, and you know, so I started.
infected.
Yeah, and I couldn't turn back. You know,
Yeah, it was late.
so it's like one of those things, and so I started, you know, putting together groups, and there was like a culture that we started then. You know, I think it was just the time after the pop, Abo Brenda Fast and everyone.
Yeah.
So Tina, we just focused on the hip hop was starting to grow there. So you know, we had like conscious hip hop and conscious movement. And you know, we use our music as a tool and to protest.
Yes.
You know, around that time. And yeah, 99. Fast forward to Josie, met Slick Angel, formed a duo called Roots 2000.
That's awesome.
But now we were not ready for a group because we could see most of the groups where
collapse.
yeah, you were collapsing, you know, Bongo Muffin,
Yes.
Scheme, and everyone. But we're like, hey, man, if these dope cats
Yeah.
we grew up listening, they're collapsing, what about us? So let's go and channel our solos first. Luckily, we had successful solos. And and then
Then boom.
boom.
It happened.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just have to start. That's the thing. You have to start. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's always said that your tools become obstacles if you don't know how to utilize them. So you really have to just start. It doesn't matter that you don't have the perfect editing, whatever software. If you want to start that YouTube channel or whatever, just start.
Just start.
Just
you
do
know.
it.
I mean, what really helped us also was the community that we came in Yeovil. Because Yeovil was like a space
Yeah.
of all the artists where they came in together. And we wanted to change the world. So we already had our mind set up.
The intention was there.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
and revolution was Y2K. Everyone thought the world was going to end. You know, for us, it was the beginning, the
Yeah.
rebirth of the cool.
Yes.
You know, so that's that's where we're from. I know Nico got a lot to say about it. Now, why are you taking my
I want
time?
to actually bring you in. I want to bring you in with this whole starting thing. Where was your start? Where you from? What drove you to this direction? I know it's a calling from spirit, but just tell us about where you started and just put us in the frame of mind.
I'm going to start by mentioning legends who realized what you're talking to me about. One of which is a prominent, world-famous artist, Sam Tlangeto. We're from the same township of Kwatema in Springs, in the East Rand. I met him there. I wasn't know he's big until I was told by friends that if we can see you have that arty thing, talk to this gentleman. You know, then I started visiting him at his house, and then started talking about my ambitions of being in the visual arts, and that I wanted to study art because I had already finished matric back in Kwatema. So I spoke to him. He recommended some places I could go to, private colleges in Johannesburg. I went, studied this and this. Well, not study as such, polished my skill or my talent into a skill.
Yes.
I went, and then I just get to know why these things around me are here. You know, what's the purpose behind the visual art? And then I started doing group shows. Johannesburg Art Gallery was the first, this, that, and many other galleries in and around Johannesburg, up until I realized what MXO is in front of me here, musician. There's a musician in me, but because the art is dominant, he makes it difficult for the musician to thrive, the artist, the visual artist. So he's
So you're still
battling
trying
with the
to find a
musician.
balance.
Sorry?
Were you still trying to find a balance between the musician and the artist then?
The best thing I could do was to mingle them both or paint music. Because in art, I mean, look at behind me, I think this artist was inspired by an environment.
Yes.
You know, you can see a lot of environmental issues. You can see a lot of crafty, you know, you can see a lot of landscape. Now, I felt it's not fair for me to go outside whilst I have something in me that I can look into in terms of source of inspiration.
Yes.
So I looked to the musician within, and then, except for painting my own music in my own studio for gallery and museum exhibitions, I went into the stage with my canvases and brushes and paints to work with other musicians, so that if I wasn't a painter, I'll tell you what, it happens to you. If MX has a song, or any other artist, you hear a new song, you can dance to it, even when you hear it for the first time.
Yeah.
So instead of dancing on stage with my feet and hands and probably bobbing my head, I danced with my canvases and brushes.
Beautiful.
What I hear them, what I hear them,
You're
what I
dancing on a
hear
blank
them,
canvas. That
what I
is
hear them
freaking
make
stunning.
me feel. You know, when they start shaking my emotions, I interpret that with colors and strokes. You know, and it became something that was trendy, and it grew into me painting to events, prestigious events in and around Joburg. I got agents, and then I took them to the stage, like more than doing gallery shows and stuff. Took it to the stage for events and working with musicians and other performers, dancers, poets, a variety of creatives.
So Nico, ngasa sikhathi uqala, how was the support compared now lesikhathi esiphila kusona? I-support sihlezi sikhala ama-artist ukuthi there's no much support. It can be government, it can be society, but ngasa sikhathi i-support ayinjani compared now?
The support, I'm not quite sure, but what I would say is even worldwide, there was a lot of art buying at that time. There was a lot of art buying. There was a lot of art support, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
In terms of buying, not just appreciating
Yes,
and leaving it there. We understand museums must have some works, to stay for ages. Art galleries, you make a show 2 or 3 months, it's over. So the support we got was very encouraging. That's the reason why we are still here.
That's awesome.
It's encouraging. It was very encouraging.
So with the what you were saying, painting or dancing on a blank canvas, I imagine that you allow the culmination of energy in the room to lead you, and you completely surrender to that. Maybe what outside of those influences, what else? What type of energies influence your paintings, and how do you find yourself from blank canvas to complete?
Oh, I hear
Yeah,
you.
if you could just get closer to the mic so we can capture
Oh.
all those jewels and all those gems, that would be so amazing.
You mean outside of the stage and outside of music?
In general,
It's
yeah.
spiritual people. They move me.
Wow.
They make me grounded. They keep me grounded. I believe very strongly in people who are genuine, and who are strong, against all odds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because my work is abstract. If you see some figures or elements that you can relate to, you should know that they relate to what I can be attached to
That's great.
emotionally.
That's great. Do you feel the same, MXO?
Oh yeah, I mean, for me, I really believe music heals.
I agree.
Whenever I feel like on anxiety or anything, I sleep with I connect with those frequencies and binaural sounds. So I really protect my chakras
Yes.
and try
Yes.
and balance them. So I really believe, art is there for all of us to, aligns us with the purpose.
Yeah,
I guess.
perhaps it's a means to healing the world
Oh, yeah.
and healing each other. I think even the way you collaborated your talents, the fact that there's music and then there's this, it's a form of healing, because whoever's in that audience, you don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it, and you're allowing yourself to be that vessel that allows that to happen. So with your journey into now venturing outside of South Africa, Lana, we understand Sakamakwisa and all of that, with the spiritual guide in your art. How did you find the contrast when you got to a place where the language is different, the people are different, the culture is different? What challenges and obstacles did you guys encounter internationally with your craft?
Well, having an agent would be like to the rescue, because they will publish and market you to an audience that is not aware of who you are. So it helps in that sense where you say, I believe in what I'm doing and I know it's going somewhere, but I can't work alone. I need a
Yes.
team of people who are experienced in this field,
Yes.
in this industry. People who are also mentors, that with what you are doing, you can, move here, move there, move around with such ideas, because they've got a potential to be recognized and supported.
Okay. Asize la music ke manje.
Ewe.
Kukunama album owakhiphile. Maningi. Ngoma zakho ziningi. But there's this one album, wonke umuntu bemenze album
Waze washo,
Khona
maningi,
hayi maningi hayi. Ziningi.
Umningi nawo.
Uningi naye mningi. So there's this album othi uma uyenza uthi uma uyireview uyilalela uthi hey ngasibana la.
Oh, yeah.
Hey blow album le.
I mean, the first album that everyone always says, we love your music, and and your archive.
Yes.
But we love this album,
This album.
the
yeah.
first album,
Okay.
Peace of Mind.
Peace of mind, yeah.
I knew it.
Akuvule.
Yeah, but there's this thing about artists. It's like, okay, so if you say you love my old work. Are you saying you don't love my new work? So you don't want me
Yeah.
to evolve
Yeah.
or innovate. You wanna put me in a box of what I've done then. So us as artists, we wanna explore, we wanna grow, and we don't wanna get stuck there.
Exactly.
Yeah. As people, really.
As people, So it's like then, if you love that first one, go buy that one then and just leave
It's
it
fine,
there.
stay there.
It's okay, stay there. But me,
Move. Yes.
but to tell you the truth, I can't perform. I can't make a performance without having one of those songs wherever I go.
Yes.
Or else, tomato.
What's your favorite song in Peace of Mind?
A Peace of Mind, the title track, Lizzie Way. Zandi Bone tonight.
Oh,
That's my favorite
Sister
song.
Gunjani.
That's the song that introduced me to you, and I'm like really like vibing to that song.
And Green Leaves,
Okay,
the emphasis of photosynthesis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that.
You know that one, right?
And I'm gonna write to it.
I was fucking calling, but
No, what's that photosynthesis? And ingqondo yami yavele yabo.
Yeah.
Yaba ne-autumn.
ngicabanga luzo sihlahla nje manje.
So you said, I mean, A Peace of Mind is one of the albums that gave me a platform to my travels, to
Your
my
start.
knowledge and everything that I am now.
Yes.
And then 13 albums later, and I feel like I'm still on my prime. Right now, I'm working on
Did he say 13?
13, yeah. So I mean, most people about Bugele, but hey, what album? Yeah, but hey, that was Kubegega. So now I have my 13th piece. It's called Maverick's Pieces.
Okay.
I'm about to drop it in a month's time. Also, so this year alone, I'm working on 4 projects.
Yes.
Actually, I've worked on 5 projects. So I've produced a young girl called Miss Bo.
Okay.
So it was like the youngest side of MX, the piano, like the vibe stuff. Her age group is like on the 23, 24. So I had to, kind of make sure the sounds they resonate.
Contemporary and resonates with the age group.
With the age group. And so we released her and we shot the video for her. And I'm working on Roots 2000. So past 3 years to 4, me and Slick, we had the opportunity to collab with this company from California.
Wow.
So we've been traveling, doing California, between Oakland, LA, and New York and Brooklyn. So we've been developing different communities,
Yeah.
for the past 4 years. So indlela zethu zivulekile. And so Roots 2000, we have 2 projects. It's a Aye Africa remixes where we worked with Luciano from Jamaica. I don't know if you guys know Luciano. Sizzler, you know Sizzler?
I do.
Bougie
My YouTube exposes me to all these artists.
Yeah. So-
I don't do in-depth research, but I do know
So we got
them.
a reggae mix with Luciano, Rantoboko, and we got some. So basically, it's a Pan-African kind of project.
Yes.
So where we have all the artists from every part of Africa. We got Nigeria, we got Zimbabwe, we got Ghana, we got Kenya. So that's one of the projects called Aye Africa with the remixes with all
Aye
these other
Africa.
artists. And then also we have a Monday Blues. It's called Monday Blues.
All right.
Monday Blues is a space where we met around 2000, where all the poets and the musicians and visual arts where we used to gather.
Yes.
And and go on the open mic. So we decided to commemorate that time and call the album
Monday
Blues, and then the Mavericks Pieces, and then I have a mixtape also.
Wow.
So it's been a heavy working year.
This is just 2021.
Yeah, this is 2021. But I started working on these projects around 2020.
Yes.
So when they locked us down,
Yeah.
this corona thing came and it really killed us.
Oh, getting to that actually.
Monetarily,
Yeah.
but spiritually,
did.
it kind of brought us together as people.
It really did
And for me, spiritually, it helped me to
align.
align myself. And so we had to come up with alternative ways of making this thing work. So I have a studio outside my home.
Okay.
So I used to go and camp at the
Wow.
studio.
At the studio.
Yeah.
That is very
I
crazy.
used to
sounds
go
cool.
and camp at the studio. and
Doesn't that sound cool? I've
you
got
know,
a
just
studio.
do
I'm
like-
gonna go camp outside.
Yeah, just camp and just do like some lot of acapellas, I was like, I don't know what caught me there, but it was a spirit. So hence now these projects are coming on board. I got the apparel, clothing line is called Maverick, and I'm also working on a book. It's called it's a coffee table book.
All right.
I'm listening. So we've been hard at work.
Shoo, you are very busy. You're very,
Yeah,
very
we've
busy.
been hard at work, and we give thanks that we are alive every year. Celebrating 20 years in the industry.
Absolutely.
So hey, man, we give thanks.
Absolutely. That's very powerful. Giving
much,
thanks.
too much.
Yeah.
With the coronavirus, I know that everything just went on a standstill. And I think it was a time that forced us to go in. Because with how money has controlled the world, we've thought that if we don't have money, we can't move. If we don't
Yeah.
have money, we can't do
Yes.
and reach our dreams and passions. But what the pandemic taught us is you have to just search within and you can manifest from your living room, your bedroom, wherever you are. And you guys have done that. You've manifested. How did your painting go with the pandemic, with people not being allowed out in public? And I know you were painting your own music as well, but with now wanting to express yourself outside of people, how were you able to do that?
It became more powerful than I've never seen it before.
Plot
It
twist.
shocked me.
Plot
It
twist.
shocked me. There are things when you are chasing butterflies.
Yeah.
Is that the way? Makes you forget some of the strongest personality in you. And when you are like locked down, you don't feel like you're locked down. You feel like, oh, wow, self-reflect. Things in my work I wouldn't do because, when you start getting recognized, it becomes somehow of a challenge because people expect you to be stuck with your first.
That's true.
Okay, to be like, oh, is that Nico?
Oh, that's
That's not Nico. And when you're like, hey, because also I had to do shows and virtual festivals around the world.
Okay.
Within the Makanda one, the Grahamstown. It's still online.
Nice one.
Ever since that time, I then have to deal with the world without touching it.
Yeah.
You just at the button,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
you just work, take pictures, and there we go. Send documents and send files, and then they respond. But to be honest, your question to just answer it again is like that self-reflection brought another scale of an artist in me
Yes.
that I would not otherwise explore had the world been normal.
So, Nico,
Yes.
ubani osipane naye osho ukuthi yabona njoba ngisebenzile kule industry. If ethi let's go left nami ngiyawuthatha left. Ngiyamtrust.
Hey, Baning, the first one is Jonina.
Awesome.
We from the same township as well. So because yeah, if you would like, Poco, I've got this idea and I know you won't say no. I said, let me have a look, knowing that I won't say no. Said, let me just to play a little special. He said, no. And many others, it's just that they've left out of memories. Mostly, but it's people who like Uta Andile Yenana. If you would like this, I wouldn't say no. That's why I'm here. And we are collaborating on Saturday with MX and him.
Yeah.
There you go, you guys.
And many others. Black Sunshine. Black Sunshine are two guys with guitars who I used to do art in the yard. Art in the yard. There were a time when I felt like galleries were too exploiting us. And so I used to make shows. You remember Art in the Yard, right? Yeah. So I used to make my own shows in my own yard. Get easels and exhibit there. That's where I met Black Sunshine.
Yeah.
Because this dude was like, hey man, your work.
I met you through Masauga.
I think so. Back in 96.
Yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, no, but not figure late. So
I was
yeah,
1
no.
year old.
Oh, no. Omasa,
I'm
96.
26.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord. It's fine. Welcome to the world.
You guys are like,
Welcome to
what?
the
You
world
guys
of the
like Mr.
creatives.
It's like, and my sons always say, "Oh, Dad, were you born around the time of when there were slaves?"
Nah, it's just the dinosaur era. You need,
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
need to tell them
yeah, yeah,
straight.
yeah. It's like,
when
oh,
the
man.
dinosaurs, just before the dinosaurs died, I came into the world. You must
Yeah,
just
yeah,
tell
it's like-
them straight. You spoke about this Saturday, and I really would like you guys to get into that. Why are you in Margate? What are you doing here? You came back. Yes, you love it here. You can create here. But why are you here right now? What's up?
Sizoni Khabulisa apa,
Kabul.
All right, see,
And then we came to also, update you with our works, especially my work. For sure, you guys know me from then, but they also to build with the community of artists and collabo, and yeah, size kumngqongqo wabantu, so
Wabantu.
sizongqongqa.
UMNGQUNGQO WABANTU. It always, like to say it,
UMNGQUNGQO
it has a
wabantu,
vibration that it carries.
African thing.
Yeah,
you know?
inale, the
So,
jazz evenings.
Yeah, the jazz is going to be amazing. So, Andile, I know he brought Dumza here, and we love Dumza. So, also said, hey man, sicela nathi. It's like, hey,
Even
you
me.
okay, son? Yeah, so, sizophilisana, sizokwakha. You know, we came to sizobelana, and you know, we came to share what we have with the community also. Yeah,
So it's a reintroduction of yourself.
yeah.
And then an opportunity to build once again and to heal once again. That's
Oh yes,
beautiful.
build and heal.
And
And
what
I'm
can we
glad.
expect then on Saturday, Nico?
I'm glad you're gonna see all of that on canvas. Normally, I don't know because Saturday is not here yet.
Of course.
That's how
That's the
spontaneous
exciting part.
I get. I enjoy being spontaneous because I
Yes,
come across folks
Yeah.
who'd like to book me for events, but they are a little. Can you make a sample set? I can't do that.
Yeah.
I cannot. I'm not at that stage anymore. I want that event to inspire what you are going to see at the end of it. You know, that's how I want to naturalize art. You know, that it's not something that you see this lady and you want to paint her as she is. You see this tree and you want to be dealing with trees and skies, and it tends to be monotonous.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we got to allow art because it's a special gift. You know, it's an ancestral gift combined with God's gift. You got to allow that naturalness of it to exist, and that's what you're going to see on Saturday.
That is awesome. Right. Gentlemen, kunomntwana awenza art esikoleni. Kunengane good high school kwi-art. But the community ayiboni art ngalendlela like abantu be-art abayibona ngayo. Like hayi wena uhlezi udweba, hayi wena ucula ini bedroom, you understand? Even nama parents there's not support. Abantu bafuna ukubona imali enzeka manje. What can we say kuma parents esihlala nawo even the society le umuntu ofuna ukukhula in terms of art as a whole industry?
Yeah, I mean, research even says, you know, it does help, art does help abantwana academically. That's scientifically proven.
Power.
So, ngoku, if ngoku uzawuthi umntana angadwebi, umuntu ohlekisayo, ngesiXhosa. No, not this comedian. Xa uthetha ii-jokes, ufuna uhlekisa
Ufuna ukuhlekisa
wena.
abantu man.
Yeah, it's like khawu bosebenza
Yeah.
mofumana umsebenzi oright, you know, so abayiboni njalo abazali. But you know, I think for sure, as I was saying, what the research has said, what it does help the kids academically, you know, what bakwazi to produce the real results. Art balances in ingqondo and spirit. So ikulungile ukuthi abazali bawayeka abantwana, you know, but baba guide futhi,
Yeah.
because I mean, you know, when you do art without
Support is very
academics also, so
important.
you need to balance it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's really important.
That is
So you know the business of art also. Ungazokwazi ukukhatheka kuthiwa okay, artist nangama artist, you know, after maybe around, because I mean kids right now, they understand their business.
Yeah.
So you just need to understanding the language of the art and the language of the business. In that way, I think abazali bazokwazi ukuvumela abantwana
Yeah.
bayenze art.
I think you're right. A lot of parents, they really don't know. They don't know what a. Ufuna ubukhethiwe, if you say you want to be an. Ufuna about generations.
But
the-
ufuna basistudzi.
the horizon is not wide enough for them, and it comes from their time. That's where they come from, a time where dreams weren't realized or where dreams were minimized, and we also have a role to play in teaching them, even in how they love us, because they know a specific type of love, because that's what they were given. So I
So-
really yes what you say.
Yeah, we just need to
completely.
make sure that our kids they know the importance of education.
Very.
It's really important. So I mean, there's the talent, the God-given talent, but you always have to balance it with the ways of the world is moving, the world, the different cultures. You need to know what you're doing. So ungafumana le talent uyiphiweyo, the universe, but you have to understand the evolution of man also. What ufuna ukuyazi.
It's about the bigger picture.
Yeah, you know, umkhabulo, you know, ukuthi, okay,
Yes.
uzafika ixesha ukuthi ukhule ube nendlu yakho unabantwana bakho. how you're gonna build that empire and sustain it.
Yes.
So so you have to figure out ways. So education, the business of understanding where you are or what's your choices is really important.
Understanding where you are, understanding who you are, going in, like
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
also
said,
it's really
going
important
in
also
is
knowing
important.
you.
You have to know yourself in a world that doesn't know itself. You have to. The world is ugly outside,
Oh.
and if you know that you're not ugly like the world, then you won't try project that onto your own lived experiences and reality.
Yeah, and then we have to cut down the generational trauma also.
Of course, if
By make
somebody
sure.
said something with what you're saying, actually, it would say if generational curses can be passed down, if curses can be passed down for generations, so can healing. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
found that very powerful because that's what we're doing exactly. Like being in this room in our everyday interactions, we're just trying to heal the world as much as we can. So with your album, before we just get off, because Spirit likes to do that. Spirit likes to do this. We kind of go there, Spirit goes, and they're trying to do that now. But
Yeah.
so who are you featuring? Who are your features? Who's your production? Like who's in the production team and all of that? Like, is there anything interesting there that you can share with us?
So on this album, I worked with a special upcoming artist. I have Ndabo Zulu. I have Linda Sikakane. They're all from from here, Durban.
Okay.
And I worked with some artists from California. I worked with artists from different parts of the world, And I got the artists from the UK. I got Martin Luther, who used to play with the Roots. The Roots, the hip hop
Yes,
band.
the band.
Yeah, I'm gonna break you off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm featuring a cat, and I
Fan
have
moment,
Floetry,
excuse me,
I had
everyone.
Msaki. So
Msaki?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
So you had your fan
I
moment?
have
Sure.
I have
Yeah,
Berita
same.
on
Yes.
Berita on Conscious Reflections. That's the album I did last year. So whenever I work on an album, I always make sure okay, I work with the new kids who are upcoming, and also I have Yanga Chief on this album. So my first single is gonna be with Yanga Chief.
Yeah.
My first single.
I can't wait to hear
So yeah,
this.
there's a up actually.
Yeah,
Really?
On Saturday, it's gonna be the first time ever presented live. So yeah,
Market.
Margate, yeah.
Oh, hell yes. I'm here. I'm
And
here
then
on
also,
Saturday.
collaborating with Nico
We are all going to meet here on Saturday.
on the Coffee Table book. Coffee Table book is one of those, with like all my pictures and featured some artists who have I've been working with and during the years, and with like anecdote of stories.
Yes.
So that's the whole idea of from where I'm from, from when I was young.
Yes.
You start seeing MX
Yes.
from the picture,
It's a timeline.
a picture telling book.
Yeah.
With the little stories. So yeah, I'm featuring a couple of visual artists. So yeah, man.
I'm really excited for this project. Is there any project that you're working on, Nico? Yes, outside of Saturday.
Yeah, I've been conducting an art workshop with up-and-coming young Kotema artists, artists from my community.
Lovely.
So we had an exhibition opening last Saturday, at the Springs Art Gallery. Well, I'm collaborating with Sampling again here. Well, for the first time we work together. He's the muscle behind the economy to make it possible. So it's a 2-week workshop. And then now and again we have walkabouts where I go to the gallery to see if these youngsters are worth what I want them to in terms of talking like they talk to you.
Yes.
When they have interviews, when they interact with art buying community or art patrons. Since it's my project, I want to see if there's that quality, that professionalism, because I myself, like what we were saying, parents not encouraging. My mother wanted me to get a job, thinking I'm wasting time with the doodles. Yeah, she just felt I should get a job in a firm. That's the case that we've been talking about.
I almost did too.
Is that you almost get a job?
Yeah,
Because they don't see this is a job. Until
What? You guys are going to be professional people in the world.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
no.
waste your kids.
Until she finds in my own flat in Johannesburg, said, "How do you afford this?" You know, she's not aware I'm
yeah.
making
She doesn't
money.
get it.
And I'm like, I'm not
build
only an
homes,
artist,
you know, with
I'm
us.
also studying business management because there will be money and I have to understand my riches.
That's true.
In case there is money, you have to understand and not rely on people to do that for you all the time. So those business management courses just to know what's up with business.
Yeah.
I mean, we have brains. I mean,
Yeah.
really, it's not a train smash to study what is outside of your, you know,
Yes.
your box or your
Yes.
comfort zone.
Yes.
But there is money here. Oh wow! Then I have to know how it's managed.
Yes.
You know how it's managed so that I can sustain myself in this career and show. Sometimes you want to be a show off to your family. You know,
Yeah.
so that they encourage you because they don't see you as somebody they can encourage within that field. I'm going back
Yeah.
also to what we were saying about kids being discouraged because I have and most of these youngsters sorry, are very gifted, you know, and they just think it's a hobby.
Yeah, exactly.
So we want to encourage them into realizing that it is a career, and with the Nelson Makamos of this world, you can make it too at the younger age. So you also have to look up to people who are succeeding within that industry so that they encourage you. Succeeding in a lot of ways, not only material acquisitions, people who knows how to communicate with other human beings throughout the world. You know, people who are smart and they're not ashamed of being smart.
Yes.
So it's projects that I'm doing right now. So I'm gonna be also be busy with a lot of that, and then I'm working with musicians, and I'm working on a music album of my own.
Please feature me, brother.
Tell us more. Tell us more
No,
about that.
just
We
no.
need to know whatever you're working on. Tell us. Tell us.
I
We
have
will
a song,
keep it
in
safe.
fact, on Spotify. I think it was released on the 1st of April. Just Nico Phooko me on Spotify. I just heard it the other day. Now I don't have time for those kind of things right now until I'm happy that I'm going to spend time in the recording studio and come up with a lot of music that I've been trapping inside.
Yeah, actually, we're gonna be going to the studio, Ekamalake.
Yes.
Ekamalake, there's a studio there, so
Yeah.
sizawusebenza on a collab.
So, Jam,
Sizawujam.
we've done that before, actually. We did an
That sounds
album we
exciting.
did not release with him when we were first meeting back in Johannesburg.
yeah,
No
yeah,
Samson,
with Samson,
no
yeah.
Samson, no Slick.
You know
Who
what?
else did we feature? Nana.
Yeah.
Yolizwe, Idali. That was your part. But he didn't release that.
Are we
that
ever going to
project.
hear that song? Are we ever
man.
going to hear that
It
project?
was a beautiful lullaby project.
Oh, very
Like-
good. Why don't you
Lullaby
sing that
project?
song?
No,
You must
it's
sing
a
it.
kind of project where Besipi and then Jaman.
Go collaborate in the project here
Now,
before we
are
go
you
back to
guys-
Joburg.
Are we ever going to hear this project? Because you guys are
Yeah.
even singing along. You remember the lyrics. You remember the melody. We want to hear it. Are we
Man,
ever going to hear it?
I have it with Zaneluna, and I'm so mad with Samson did not release it. No, Canon. This is the Canon voice. And Canon said he'll take it to New York. He left alone.
But you know,
It's a beautiful project.
That's a beautiful kind of project where you can meditate on because it's so peaceful, it's so spiritual, and it keeps you kind of grounded. So we need to bring it back.
This is the
But,
time to release
Yeah,
that album.
this is the time. Yeah.
This is
And
the
then,
time.
that's why, sisters, oh, Junior, so we're using his studio, Junior Pumshaka. Napogot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were recording from his studio
What's the
at
name?
Times Square.
What's the name?
I think he said he's got it in the archives. It doesn't even lose things like that because he knew that it's gold.
Oh yeah.
That's what he told me. I mean, being in Pumshaka, he knows what gold is.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
James,
They've had hits.
ngiyabona ukuthi nayithanda like you are real unfake muntu you've been go California and stuff nisayibambile nje African so kwi Africa month sizoyiqeda soon and then siqale youth month ungathini kwi youth esikhona ephilayo njengamanje eseyifuna ukulahla ithemba esenganala that hope that support ukuthi yazini engizamile mfethu 10 years ngiyenza but akwenzeki you understand even ama friends ami ngithola support instead futhi ngithola support within the family ngithola outside the province or ngithola eindaweni ezikude nami but angiyitholi like us angiyitholi la emakhaya you understand so ningathini ku youth umuntu osethanda ukulahla ihope since sizoqala i youth month.
I have something I'd like to say.
I have something I like
I
to
have
say.
something to say too.
Yeah,
Ungaqala.
ladies first.
Okay. Tune out and tune in. That's it.
Kayinabele ke mntasa.
Ungayinabela ngoba uyangizwa ukuthi ngiqhamuka.
Oh yeah.
But really, you have every tool you require, you are always exactly where you need to be. Don't question yourself. That's all I have to say.
Power.
Yeah. And then so, I mean, I always, I'm a father, so, you know, I always have this kind of conversation with my son of saying, man, there's a tiny TV, a tiny PlayStation, right? But you need to, when yenze izinto ezizakwazi ukuthi zikukhulise. So now, if you're watching TV or you're playing PlayStation, you don't if manaipa.
You are what you feed.
So now, yeah, you are what you feed, and then habits zakho ngezona ezakukhulisa. So ngoku if uzawuhlala phaa untyityimba le ngqondo le is that is precious is given to you. So you know, read a book 30 minutes a day. Qalapho, right?
Yes.
Uzokwazi ukuthi uzakunceda with the communication and your confidence and your self-esteem. Understand the other world, you know, because when you're reading a book, it
takes you somewhere.
It takes you somewhere. So habits is
It's
really,
an exercise of the brain.
yeah,
Really. Yeah.
you know, exercise of the brain. But you know, never give up. Never hear other people feeding you with their own fears. You know when people projecting their own fears to you.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
we all do. We all project our shadow selves onto the next every encounter we make.
Yeah,
You just projecting
adults,
your own insecurities.
let's stop being toxic to our kids. You know,
Amen.
thina abantu badala.
Yeah.
And masikhulisa abantwana. Let's give them all the positive energy they need. You know, so umntana angazozidoubt.
That's true.
That's what kills thina nesizwe sethu. And let's cut the generational curse. It's really important.
And let's
and the
begin
trauma.
with generational healing.
Yes, and the generational healing. So basically abantwana bafundise into yokuthi bakhula kanjani bazokhula kanjani ukuthi mabakhule kahle. So Nico, I know you had lots, right?
Ngiyamfuna.
One thing I've noticed of what you were saying when we were starting to talk was you left Gqeberha to Gauteng. Don't limit yourself to an environment and encourage what you do. A prophet cannot be here in his own town.
Yeah.
A prophet has to set sail into other towns and cities where what you are and want to prophesy. And you believe it's your gift and it's unique. Go where those people are, you know, go where that environment is. Because if you're stuck within an environment that does not encourage what you do, that's what I've been telling these kids that I'm working with right now, is you will be stuck for another 10 years until you think art sucks. You know, get out there, look up to people who are making it, you know, and find out who they are. Read, you know, research. And go there, go to galleries so that you are encouraged. Look at people drinking wines and appreciating other people's works and seeing the buying sold stickers. Those things will encourage you, you know, into seeing that you are not in the bad track, you are on the right track. A prophet
Right.
cannot be heard in his own town. Set sail into other towns and cities. Then you will be heard because you will be meeting other prophets who will be encouraging you that, welcome to our world.
The kids need to trust their dopeness.
That's
yeah,
it.
trust yourself. Trust yourself
That's
for
it,
real.
you know, yeah.
That's it.
Trust yourself for real. Giving up on your passions is committing spiritual suicide. You have to express yourself. You have to know how to express yourself, and you need to know how to express yourself. And you can only do that if you go in. These gems have been so amazing. Where can we find you guys? What are your social media handles? Where can we contact you if we're trying to put together a project, or, you know, go, hey, I've got a verse, you know, I want to record. How can we get a hold of you?
So you know, I'm always open to mentoring young kids. You know, my passion is to make sure bakhula kahle. So check me out, The Real MXO, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But I'm more big on Instagram and Facebook.
We are proper.
Yeah. You know, I'm more because I feel
is
like
that
I
where
feel
you're
like
the
I feel
most
like people,
active?
people are more genuine. I don't know, but it's just these worlds, they work differently.
Yes.
I mean, you know, on Facebook you can post something and that is you know it's really important, and you just get like one or
One
10.
like.
And then just once you come with something controversial, then you get
Then you
like.
get-
So I don't understand the streets, but if you are on Facebook. You can hit me up on a DM. You know, you want to get some encouragement. You feel like you are stuck with life and your mind, whatever. You know, come talk to me. Like it's a Khotman, you know. So Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, I'm available there for bookings. You get the same thing. And Roost 2000, the project I'm working on, follow me at Roost 2000 Music on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay. And roost2k.com, that's our site where you can buy our apparel, our, buy our music. Yeah. And then actually, this Saturday I'll be bringing my sweaters, my hoodies, nice. My bucket heads.
This Saturday gonna be lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit. So yeah.
And where can we find you, Nico?
With what I'm specializing with, which is trend setting of painting live on stages. You can, what do you call this? Google search me on YouTube.
Okay.
It's good because even some people who don't have an idea, but they would love to have this guy, they go to YouTube. People take videos and post them there. Mostly from prestigious events, because I don't get to see those videos. I only see them on YouTube. I don't own them. So they get posted on YouTube. Yeah, as Nico Phooko, the music painter.
All right.
And then Insta at Phooko, Twitter at Phooko, PHWOKO.
Same formula throughout.
Facebook at Phooko.
Okay.
PHWOKO.
At PHWOKO. That's where I'm thriving also as my internet presence right now.
Nice
No excuses. Every single social network form at Phooko. Make sure you follow these people. Make sure you reach out to them if you need
Actually,
to.
Yeah.
We will. I did this when you spoke.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to put it in there.
And then, please share our work. You can go to YouTube. You'll find the real MXO on YouTube, the Roost 2000 project. But share our work,
Yeah.
on your pages.
Yeah.
And please, because, streaming our music, it's really difficult for us to see anything monetarily.
Yeah.
So, please buy our songs
Okay.
on these platforms. If it's 10 Rand a song, go buy the song, then streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the streaming doesn't make any business sense for us.
Okay.
It only feeds
Someone.
those other people there. So
Yeah, the whole
musicians, we need a bandu, to support the art.
Yeah.
John-
We got you.
Support the art.
Before ngintetele, this coming Saturday in a show.
Yebo.
And then during interview yethu nithe ngegama lakhe. Ngifuna ukuchecka nje ukuthi are you going to work with mhlambe some khona umuntu young artist enizosebenzisana naye or beningapply nanga something like that?
Oh yeah, we're working with
Are you referring to the studio?
Yeah.
about our corner students.
Oh, okay. That's
So
awesome.
basically, we practical and to work with us. So it's really important.
Gaitan.
So yes, Sebenza, there's a nice kid who's playing bass.
Yes.
I think he was a student, Kapra Ace.
Yeah, okay.
And there's another student. So yeah, so working with the students.
Nibambi.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Power.
really excited. I'm
Power.
excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Saturday. I think it's going to be a very interesting, if I should use for the lack of a better word, experience. Because it's going to be spiritual more than anything. Spiritual and lit, as Nico said.
Lit.
Once again,
More than
I'm
lit,
your
guys.
girl. You can find me on Instagram at bitter_BIE. That's B, not bi. Or you can find me on my new account, indeed_B. And you can find my co-host, Mr. Monate, on.
Right, on Facebook, Mbongeni Mthembu, then on Twitter and Instagram, @men_Mthembu. We have Shona Panzas from 7.
Hey,
Cool.
we can't forget. We can't miss it. Catch us for our next episode. It's been great. We vibed. We spoke. We connected. I hope you did too. It's Bianca, Flatella, Dele, Hennessy. You know what it is. Say the whole thing.
Peace.
Oh, by the way, I understand that you young folks don't Google much these days. Google Nico Phooko. It makes it even easier for more
Google
work
Nico
than on
Phooko,
social handles.
please.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ready for goodbyes. Got it could just get real. Tell me something you should never kill. There's something we'll never get enough of. Before you know you could be gone. So what you living for? Just don't let